Hello and welcome to Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today we are working on the bracelet pattern number 5739. And well, it's easy. I have to actually open in another window because after having completed it, I went back to the pattern itself to see if I had made a mistake. And that comes from the fact that somewhere along in here, the zigzag that's going on changes how it acts, and only for like a particular color. And that color was the green. So as the green was zigzagging its way, it changed from where it was going up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. That's a simple zigzag. You can follow that along. But the green suddenly went the over 1 and then up 4, which meant that the little 4 knotted little diamond thing that happens does not happen for the blue. And I was like, wait, did I make this wrong when I was like transferring this pattern from that website to my own? Because I changed it. Like this whole chevrons at the beginning and all that stuff, that's all me. Like I wanted to make it different. I wanted to make it fun, make it a little bit easier. Did I get it wrong? And so I went back to the pattern and no, I have it exactly the way they did it. So it has me questioning, did they make a mistake and it just kind of came together and they went, good enough? Possibly. Honestly, that's a very viable answer. Like that's something where, you know, having been a person who originally tried to put a pattern into friendshipbracelets.net a very long time ago and had it get like the machine part rejected. It wasn't like the people behind it rejected my pattern. The machine was saying it wasn't matching up. And that's because my patterns they don't necessarily just repeat, right? Like I start at one point and then I have it mirror itself and come to another point. So that's it's the whole bracelet, not just a segment or a repeatable segment. And so I kind of get it. I kind of get the idea. You're putting in a pattern and you just want it to go and you want it to do whatever it's supposed to do. And when it finally connects and says, okay, that's legit, that could be a very valid reason for having the pattern go the way that it goes. I get it. Am I saying that's definitely the way that that person interpreted it? No, that's maybe they wanted it this way for some reason. I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. I don't know the person who actually generated it. It's an older pattern. Hang on. Let's see if it says. Yeah, it was made like 16 years ago. So it's been around for a long time. A lot of people have made it various ways. I don't care for it when it goes just in one direction. I feel that the lack of the symmetry just sort of, like when I look at the examples other people made, doesn't really do much for me. Now, the version I just made, I like it. I think it's a lot of fun because it starts out really simple and then goes into this incredibly complicated thing where the zigzags are just coming at you and they just don't ever stop. And then suddenly it goes back into a big old diamond, nice and easy, and then goes back to that crazy zigzag thing. I love that. I think it turned out really, really neat. I think it's the kind of thing that, you know, maybe a person who's been doing bracelets a while will enjoy trying. Is it intermediate? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Is it beginner friendly? No. There's just so many zigzags and it is so hard. If you were a beginner, you would struggle to get the tension on this right. Because there's just so much zigzags going on. You would just hate it. Trust me. Save up to practice some other stuff. Come to this later on. You'll thank me later for that. But yeah, it kind of used the colors fairly evenly. It was a bit off here and there, but I think the yellow was the one that got used the most. Again, the yellow in here is sort of almost borderlining beige. I was trying to mix up the colors a bit to have it kind of different from some of the other ones we've done. And it's the orange is almost like a dark yellow. And so then the yellow itself became sort of beige. And then you end up with sort of a lighter, kind of a little bit brighter green. So that was pretty cool. The whole thing took me an hour and 6 minutes. I know that's kind of specific, but it did. That was it. There might be, like, if we added up the seconds, there might have been a little bit different, but seriously, it's like an hour and 6. Slightly longer than normal. That has a lot to do with not really getting a good segment workout on it. It's sort of, you'll notice here, I was sort of coming up in chevron style. Just kind of easier to prevent mistakes and just watch where I am on the pattern and do it this way. Yeah, it's definitely nothing I would want to do on a bigger project. Again, too many zigzags, too much craziness. I don't think it would look good as a double wide or anything like that. I think, yeah, I there's not a lot of redeeming qualities other than the fact that this one sort of looks cool with a diamond in the center of it. And yeah, that's the pattern itself. When they show it, it's as it goes out to the diamond, like so out on the outer side, it went out to the yellow diamond, which it does on the version on the website. But then it continues on, and then the next time it's blue, and the time after that it's red. So it was meant to kind of cycle through a lot of stuff. The only problem with that is, in order to get it to go through all of the different cycles, you would have to be working with it in like a super tiny knots in order to have, you know, the length of it to be able to kind of go through that pattern, especially if you're like me and you want to have like a diamond in the center and whatever. There's just not enough space to really let the pattern do what it's supposed to do. And it's not the kind of friendly pattern that lends itself to like bigger projects. So, I mean, you could do it. I'm sure there's somebody out there who would be like, oh, I'll show you, and go and make a super complicated, great big, whatever, a bag, or maybe a super wide bracelet or something. But I wouldn't encourage it. I would say this pattern would be no fun for any of that. There's plenty of other ones out there, a lot easier, a lot faster. Wouldn't require as much attention to studying the pattern as you're going along. Things like that, all that kind of stuff. Kind of in my mind, I think about it like the intense Celtic bracelets or bags that I did. The really intense ones where I had to cross off stuff. The payout at the end was worth it because the patterns themselves were amazing. And yeah, I just don't think this would be it. So you made it through the whole video. We're nearing the end, just one row on either side. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.